Breaking news tonight, Governor Dauda Lawal receives Award of Excellence for Public Service. Zamfara Muslim League for Peace and Development writes President Trump defends Sharia legal system. Plus, Zamfara State Government reiterates commitment to eradicating polio. Assalamu alaikum, a very good evening and welcome to NTA Gusau News. Today being Monday, the 17th of Jumada Thani 1447 after Hijrah, which is equivalent to the 8th of December 2025. I am Halil Muhammad Umar with the full text of the bulletin saying thank you for joining us. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has presented the Nigeria Excellence Award in Public Service 2025 in Governance and Security Reform to Zamfara Governor Dauda Lawal. The president was represented by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator Judge Akume, at the NIPS 2025 award dinner held at the State House Conference Center in Abuja. A statement by the governor's spokesperson, Suleiman Bala Idris, says the event was organized by the Best Strategic Media in partnership with the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. The statement added that the NIPS, founded in 2022, aims to recognize individuals who have made sustained positive contributions across the country. Governor Lawal was specifically recognized for the reforms his administration has initiated in Zamfara State Civil Service, prioritizing the welfare of civil servants and ensuring that retirees receive their retirement benefits. The governor's settlement of over 15 billion naira in a 13-year backlog of gratuities for Zamfara State retired civil servants, the increase in workers' minimum wage from 7,000 naira to 70,000 naira, his administration's gesture of giving a 13-month salary to workers, and other incentives were also highlighted at the event. Other accomplishments listed by NIPS include Governor Lawal's urban renewal projects, the construction, renovation, and equipping of over 500 public schools across the state, as well as his progress in the health sector, such as the complete renovation and equipping of all general hospitals in the state. NIPS also cited Governor Lawal's effort in security, which include establishing the community protection guards, providing operational vehicles to security personnel, fueling troops' vehicles, acquiring security equipment, and offering regular support to security forces. Responding, Governor Lawal says the national award is a call for relentless efforts to rescue and rebuild Zamfara State. Zamfara State government has again called for collaboration among all relevant stakeholders towards eradicating polio among children in the state. Wife of the state governor Haja Huria Dauda Lawal made the call while flagging of routine immunization campaign in Birnamagaji local government area of the state. Our correspondent Mutala Balagusau reports.
In continuation of routine immunization campaigns on polio vaccines across Zamfara State, it is the turn of Birnin Magaji Local Government Council flagging off the campaign. Wife of the state governor Hajia Huriya Dauda Lawal, represented by Mama Ambassador Birnin Magaji Local Government Area Hajia Balkisu Abdulhadi Ahmad, stressed the need for collective efforts to address polio cases among children in the state. The chairman Birnin Magaji Local Government Council, Alhaji Abdulhadi Ahmad, and representative of Emir of Birnin Magaji, among other speakers, commended Governor Dauda Lawal for strengthening healthcare services in the state and advised caregivers to vaccinate their children. It is expected that the campaign will contribute in eradicating polio cases among children in the state. In Gusau, Murtala Bala, NTA News.
The Zamfara State Muslim Leagues for Peace and Development has written an open letter to President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, and his country's progress, warning against any act capable of instigating a religious crisis in Nigeria. The letter, which was read during a press conference held in Gusau, frowned at the U.S. President's recent demand for the abolition of the Sharia legal system in 12 northern states and called for the immediate withdrawal of all conditions imposed on the Nigerian government. The report. The recent accusation made by President Donald Trump of Christian genocide in Nigeria and subsequent demand for the abolition of Sharia system, as well as Hizbah institutions in the Sharia-compliant states, has generated serious debates across the globe. This has prompted the Zamfara State Muslim League for Peace and Development, representing over 40 Islamic organizations, to lend its voice to the issue through an open letter addressed to the U.S. President and the country's Congress, expressing dismay over what it described as a plot to instigate a religious crisis in Nigeria.
The Sharia system is an integral part of our constitution. which, in recognition of everybody's right to religious freedom, provided for three legal systems, namely the British common law, the Sharia personal law, and the customary law. Moreover, the Constitution allowed for concurrent powers that gives states the power to make laws affecting any of the concurrent list, of which enacting Sharia law is a part of it.
Malam Aminu Ali, who is the state vice chairman of the Muslim League, argued that Hizbah institutions have never engaged in any type of unrest, calling for the withdrawal of all conditions imposed on the federal government.
The Sharia system has never been imposed on any non-Muslims in Nigeria. The blasphemy law is not a religious law, but a law enacted by respected state assemblies in order to preserve peace and harmony. The Sharia system has no connection whatsoever with the different types of insecurity issues happening in Nigeria.
The Muslims organization used the medium to call on President Tinubu, state governors, members of the national and state assemblies, as well as other stakeholders, including religious and traditional leaders, to rise and ensure the protection of the constitutional rights of all Nigerians and resist any undue external interference.
The U.S. has no business meddling in the international affairs of our country, or act as a custodian of a certain religion, or start a new crusade against Islam, with Nigeria as its first victim.
The open letter to the U.S. president is coming a few hours after a delegation of American representatives arrived in Nigeria on a fact-finding mission. In Gusau, Halir Muhammad Umar, NTA News. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has unveiled a state-of-the-art electronic library, e-library, at the Department of Political Science and International Studies, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The project was initiated by the International Studies Alumni Association, ABU Zaria, and financed by the governor, who is also a product of the famous department. Our correspondent, Jamil Ibrahim Gusau, completes the report.
The formal inauguration of the renovated e-library at the Department of Political Science and International Studies, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, by Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal marks a significant milestone in the institution's commitment to digital scholarship and research, as well as improving the learning environment. The project, initiated by the International Studies Alumni Association of the institution and financed by Governor Dauda Lawal, who is also an alumnus of the department, represents a major boost to academic resources, aligning the department with 21st century learning standards. The refurbished facility is equipped with modern ICT infrastructure, including high-speed internet access, new computer workstations, and access to an extensive collection of e-journals, academic databases, and print and digital publications. Governor Dauda Lawal says the gesture is part of his modest contributions to the progress of his alma mater.
So we'll be looking forward to any other thing that we can do as part of our own little contribution to academics in Ahmadu Bello University. And I'm using this medium also to call upon people that have the resources to be able to do something, no matter how little it is, to contribute to academic learning.
The Vice Chancellor ABU Zaria, who energized the governor for his continued support to the university, described him as a shining star among the alumni of the institution.
A good example of why technocrats should also move into politics to make the difference. I would like to ask every one of us to join him in prayers, and for us as a collective entity, as an alumni and the university, to follow him and support him to succeed and return for a second term and even beyond.
The head of Political Science and International Studies Department, ABU Zaria, Dr. Muhammad Lawal Tafida, and the president of the International Studies Alumni Association, Ambassador Muntari Abdu Kaita, underscored the significance of the project to the teaching, learning, and research in the university as a leading institution for scholarship in the country. The e-library also has chat rooms for discussions and exchange of ideas by students and other users. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
And that report concludes NTA Gusau News tonight. Thank you for watching and have a blessed night. Wassalamu alaikum.